Hello YouTube land, it is me, Justin King again with another video. This time, because today, as of this recording, it's International Lolita Day, while I don't talk about Lolita a whole lot on my channel, I thought to take it a time to discuss the differences I personally experienced between World Goth Day, which happened a few weeks ago, and International Lolita Day. So, World Goth Day is once a year where people celebrate the community, the music, the whole thing around being a goth and what it means to them in their own personal way. And International Lolita Day has one in the winter and one in the summer. The Summer International Lolita Day is the first weekend of June, and that's in that community where usually people hold meetups, and it's usually a thing where you go in person in your city, where one person steps up in the community to organize where you're going to go, how much it would cost, and creating a event post. Now we do it on Facebook. We used to do it on LiveJournal, and people commit to showing up, and we have a time, take photos, and leave. So for me, the World Goth Day is something I personally don't feel as much to celebrate. And I think that's based on my personal experiences of being a goth. As I've mentioned, it's mostly a solitary thing offline for me. Before my disabilities got out of control and it reduced my mobility, my lack of pain while standing and vertical instead of horizontal in bed. I used to go out quite a bit when I could afford it and all of that. And whenever I did, I never really quite gained a friendship. I did gain, I guess, some camaraderie on the dance floor where people are be polite. I think because of that, and because I've never quite experienced a community or a group of people or a family or a strong bond of people offline with goth, that it's mostly been something internal for me and something that I personally enjoy and something that I continue to grow into and find new bands to listen to and find new media to listen to and more ways to express my goth and darkness on the outside. That for me, World Goth Day isn't really important because for me it's just another day, right? Another day of being goth. Whereas the reason International Lolita Day is really different for me personally is it's a time where the Lolitas take time out of their daily schedule to go out, get dressed up. In some communities, they dress up really big, really extravagant. Others do more casual looks and come together and celebrate. And for me, I get a worldwide feeling because you can go onto your social media sites, LiveJournal back in the day, now Facebook, and see people from north, south, west, east of America posting it. And because Lolita is a international fashion based on the Japanese, you'll find people in Japan, you'll find people in Europe, you'll find people in South America, all posting on the same day what they wore and what they went out to do. So you can get a feeling, even just looking online, that it's more than just me, it's everyone connected. And I think that's because Lolita is a very socially based thing. In the Lolita community, before websites with the Japanese sellers started to have English on them, before they would ship to America, because for a long time they didn't, before the Chinese blow up of Lolita brands and extra sizing options for fatties like me and things of that nature, you were really dependent on communication between each other. You needed a community to learn what the style was like from people who brought over magazines and scanned them. You needed to learn What was the trends by following up and sharing that information? It wasn't something an individual, especially before the internet really blew up socially, to find. And you really needed a community to have tips and tricks on how to fit into the clothes, how to make the clothes look good on you, and to also, take photos because you can't really do that. And because it's a visual fashion thing, photos is a big concept of it. And then most of the social events were always mimicked after the Japanese doing tea parties because that's what was really big and still kind of is. And so International Lolita Day was something, again, that you would see year after year be a really huge thing. And I think because the community is more based on a social thing, there's a social hierarchy sometimes, but sometimes it's just a bunch of friends in each city, and the community is really big. Well, what city are you in? What's your community like? And sharing between that, I think that's why International Lolita Day means more to me than World Goth Day, because it's not another day that you get dressed up. It's a day you get dressed up. Some people go big or go home even, and you have usually more people that show up to this meetup than you'll find most of the year. And so it makes it a little special because things are different, things change, and it's a little bit extra special. And at least for me, especially now that I'm physically not able to dance for hours like I used to and drive 2 hours in total there and back to a club and drink based on the medications I'm on and all of that, it's a little different for me, the club. So that's my differences and what World Goth Day means to me versus International Lolita Day, and why I think that's the case since I'm a part of both communities. I hope this was enjoyable and educational for you goths out there that aren't quite connected to the Lolita world, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, YouTube land.